Hey Buckaroos, a long time no see. This video is going to be a little bit different. Um, at the beginning of this year, I said I want to make a video every month. And more so, this is for me and like the two of you who will see this. But lately, I've kind of been crashing the fuck out. Peak game, when I say lately, 2-3 months of crashing the fuck out. And it's a mixture between like a sense of disappointment, not doing enough. You know, I just turned 27, so I'm practically fucking ancient. I should be getting Medicaid in a few years. That's a joke. But just this calamity of the weight of what feels like the world and shit. Just you know, and it sucks. And you know, if you can't tell by now, the video's unscripted. And then I guess like finding yourself through some sort of artistic lens, something that gives you some meaning, something that feels good or real, that I think is oftentimes very present. I just don't think we act on it. I know I don't act on it enough. Because I bought a new guitar about like 2 months ago, and I probably put less than 10 hours on it, you know? And it's on one hand, you get that sense of feeling of like, all right, why'd I go waste that money like that? Incredibly irresponsible. But on the other hand, I kind of get this angry feeling, this angst, this kind of internalized self-hatred, I guess, of like, no. You can't think about it in terms of the money. You got to think about it in terms of get your shit together and play guitar. Except I feel that way about a lot of things. Reading, when I slack on reading, even when there's books you don't like reading. Right now I'm reading Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment, and Dostoevsky, he's a competent novelist. This is the first Dostoevsky I've read. I just think Raskolnikov, for those of you, I know, spoiler alert, it's only been out 100 some odd years. I just think he's a little bitch, and sometimes I like to place myself in a character's shoes. And I've been in some pretty uncash money situations, but he's just worse than that. He's just a little punk ass bitch. I don't have a better word for it. So it makes it hard to read that. And then, you know, the other book I was reading, I think, was something by like Jordan Peterson, which I like his books probably more than I like his speeches. But they go on so many fucking tangents. So it's like hard to have joy reading. You know, like the last book I think I was like joyfully, gleefully, whimsically reading was probably Close Encounters of a Third Time by Steven Spielberg. That was a good fucking book. It really reminded me of the Midwest where I grew up. Made me want to go get like a Coca-Cola and just stare at wheat cornfields or some shit. But the point I'm trying to get to is the artistic process is a fucking mess. And I have come to the conclusion, or the understanding, what motivates me is anger. I just get angry when I don't do the shit I feel I need to do, which on one hand, when it comes to going to the gym, a lot easier to do. When it comes to playing guitar, a lot harder to do for some reason. You know, I'm certain ADHD plays a role, but it's just, you know, it gnaws at me. And it means I got to put some things aside, and it means I got to do a process slowly. And this is the part I think a lot of you will relate to. Doing things slowly fucking sucks. It just sucks. It's miserable. It's miserable because you feel like you got all this stuff you got to do, and you got to get all that done, and you can't do it quick like that. You can't do that. You got to like do it slowly, and then slowly, and then slowly, and it adds up. But I have found those moments are a bit more meaningful to me. Like when I sit down for 10, 20, 30 minutes and I read like a chapter of Dostoevsky, right? Crime and Punishment. I feel good. I still hate Raskolnikov. Stand on business. Fuck Raskolnikov. All my homies hate Raskolnikov. But I do get a sense of joy and elation. And that pushed me into going, all right, I'll take some time and play guitar. And lately I've been doing that, and it's been great, and I'm happy, smiley. And it kind of really helps with the anxiety and this impending sense of doom and this oh shit feeling I get sometimes. And I know I'm not the only person with these, I don't know, I kind of think of them as like manic deliriums, where sometimes I'm on a really high, sometimes I'm on a really low, and then because I'm on that low, I let more shit stack up on there, so it's a heavier load to carry while I'm already at my lowest, and it just builds up. But when you bounce back from that, ooh, is it cash money? It is cash fucking money. And you just have to do things, I guess, that mean something to you. And in this case, playing guitar, reading, but there was one third key piece I was looking for. I always wait for the moment to be perfect. And peak game, the moment's never going to be perfect. And the honest answer, which I haven't ever thought about this before, but you think I would for a man who has 2 fucking stones in his ears, I don't think I'm being weird enough. Matter of fact, I don't think I'm weird maxing, if you will. Robert, if you learn to edit in the next 30 minutes, put that... Yeah, dog, you got it, man. I'm not weird enough. And what I mean by that is I'm not thoroughly exploring my points of interest, the things that get me going giddy, happy. You know, and everyone has their own shit that they like. I like to write. It doesn't matter what I'm writing. I just enjoy the physical process of writing. Usually I'm journaling about myself or my feelings or my thoughts, but it could be anything. I like writing essays. Shit, brother, I like when I'm counting money, not to be balling out. No, don't get it mixed up. We pour in this bitch. But, you know, when you're taking numbers and you're exchanging change and all that shit, I just like to write. The physical act. Same way I like to play guitar. It's tangible. Same way I like to draw. Poorly. Very poorly. But even poorly drawn boobs are still boobs. You know what I mean? Like, work with what you enjoy. And I think in an era where a lot of social media is taken up with quick flashes, fun, thumbnails of just shit, sometimes you gotta fuck about, mellow out, chill. It does not have to be professional top tier, and the things you enjoy don't have to be perfect as you do them, but I think you should do them, is a lesson I'm learning for myself. I enjoy having gauges, so I wear gauges. I enjoy baggy clothes. They're comfortable. I like wearing them to the gym. I like wearing them in general. Sweats? On God, the best pair of pants ever made. And it's just learning to enjoy life through a more artistic lens, less of what's happening on Love Island or that show with the fucking farmers and they're trying to get married or whatnot. And more things in real life, like how on some days in this hot, godforsakenly hot Texas town, the grass is a little greener occasionally in the morning. It's not so sun-bleached it feels. Or sometimes the sky is just mighty, mighty blue. And you got a silver lining on the clouds, and the tops of the clouds are extra, extra white, and the bottoms of the clouds are also white because the sun is unrelenting, and just the colors are popping. LED in real life. Well, LEDs are real in real life too. You know what I fucking mean, okay? The moral, the point, the thesis here, what I'd like everything to come together, because I gotta simplify it, would be, as I go through this process to become a more creative person and in turn a happier person who can process things through a lens that doesn't intrinsically require radical action, but more so a radical embracement of who I want to be. When I say radical action, let me clarify on that. I've always kind of grown up in a household where a bottom line response to all problems could definitely be violence. Now, I wasn't beat. Don't get it mixed. Hardly hands ever put on me. And if they were, I deserved it, for real. Like, there have been times I've been just an absolute hellion. But I'm now in a position where that feeling of like acceptable violence, like I used to be a welder, you could walk in and bitch about work and be like, man, that person should get their ass beat. Man, I fucking hate this job. And man, throwing shit, because it's metal, who cares? But now I'm in a peaceful occupation, and I have lots of time to pursue my arts and interests, and it's hard to adjust. And I've been struggling to adjust for a while to this radical, painful, almost poisonous feeling, peace. And what I think it is I finally have time to embrace who I am. And the things that bring me the most joy in bulk, I can run into them, I can play guitar for hours on end before I go into work, or read, or draw, or write, or fucking any of these things, making YouTube content again. And all these artistic things do bring me joy. So like I said, as I delve back into the artistic process of, self-discovery, because I used to play guitar for like 12 hours a day when I was younger and whatnot. Had lots of free time, didn't really have to do shit. But the general conclusion I've come to is the only way you can really learn to embrace peace, per se, is to embrace who you are. And everyone's a little fucking odd. And you gotta be weird. You gotta be maximum weird to who you are. Not to a point of dishonesty and wanting attention, but to a point of you do what you do because you like it. There are extra big fucking holes in my ears because I like that. I play guitar because I like the strummy sound. I write because I physically like to write. I read because it makes me feel like my mind's not melting out my goddamn ears. So, in conclusion, the artistic process is a mess, and finding yourself is a mess, and it requires quite a bit of self-loathing. And after that point, hopefully, type shit, you come out something more authentic to yourself. That doesn't necessarily mean the pursuit of happiness per se, but the pursuit of peace. And these two things are usually closely aligned, but they don't exactly need to be same. Like, I'd be real happy if I was like a millionaire. But that happiness is, in my mind, contextualized to the same happiness I get when I get a coffee. They both make me happy. And they both offer peace to some extent. But I don't know if I could argue one is better than the other, because even if I had $1 million, would I spend it all? Probably not. You want to have some by the wayside, so what difference does it make as long as your bills are paid between having $70 left over or $1 million left over? Now, I mean that in terms of, like, your needs being met. Obviously, a lot of financial security, let me be clear, is good. I don't want that to be contextualized as Robert's sitting here saying being poor is great, But the happiness itself doesn't intrinsically come from that great big height of like millions, when you can derive happiness also from the small thing of a cup of coffee. And in conclusion, for the mess of the pursuit of artistic authenticity, I guess, to oneself, I'm going to end the video here. This has been a very ranty video, but it feels good to the soul to put something out. And I hope y'all enjoy. And, yeah, rock on.